If we are on a ship, the sea is not victorious and the ship is not sinking. Eschatology is a message about the victory of Jesus Christ. God is reclaiming and restoring and redeeming all things to himself in the work and person of Jesus Christ. Hey, welcome back to Eschatology Matters. I'm Josh Howard, and today we wanted to address something that's addressed in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 9, verses 7 and 8, we read these words. Whoever corrects a scoffer gets himself abuse, and he who reproves a wicked man incurs injury. Do not reprove a scoffer, or he will hate you. Reprove a wise man, and he will love you. Those are the words of the living and true God. But we find some other words from Mark Twain which are a little bit more pointed than that. Mark Twain said, "Never argue with an idiot. You'll never convince the idiot that you're correct, and bystanders won't be able to tell who's who." The reason we're making this post is we here at Eschatology Matters and all of our contributors are trying to encourage eschatological thought within the church. That means we're trying to encourage Christians to engage in eschatological thought, thinking through these themes and specifically how these themes inform and impact our daily lives and practice, but doing so in a way that doesn't depart from Christian conduct. In other words, we don't cease to be Christians simply because we're engaging eschatological thought. Now, I think for a lot of Christians over the decades, that has been the case. Oftentimes, those who dominate the room in eschatological thought have been those who are either shouting others down, the loudest voice wins the day. We often resort to vitriol and biting remarks made against others, ad hominem attacks. Those things aren't becoming for the Christian, and they certainly don't further true biblical reflection. And for a lot of people, I think that's the tone and the tenor in which they've heard eschatology, and one of the reasons why many have backed off from such discussions. At Eschatology Matters, we're encouraging debate, but we're doing so in a Christian format. We have contributors that make contributions here to this channel that are broadly within the same Reformed sphere and yet hold different perspectives, different convictions on passages, and we encourage debate. We're not trying to speak into a vacuum or preach to the choir. We're encouraging that debate among others. But what we're not wanting to do is encourage unchristian behavior in those replies. So one of the things that we connect with people through is social media and the use of online resources. We're blessed to live in a day and an age when we can do that. We can connect with people on the other side of the globe. Video is an effective means through reaching people, and we're grateful to be able to do this ministry. And yet at the same time, there's certain impediments that come along with social media. Oftentimes Christians are used to speaking in ways on social media that we wouldn't speak to Christians otherwise. At Eschatology Matters, we want to encourage people, please reach out with those who are making these contributions, engage with others in the comment sections, email or contact our channel and request topics to be addressed. We want to encourage eschatological reflection among the church because we're convinced eschatological reflection is going to honor and glorify Christ. Christ is the victor, he is the conquering king, and we want to make much of him, and that means talking about eschatology in a God-glorifying way. And yet, we also want to discourage those behaviors that we see oftentimes crop up with online circles. Things like shouting one another down, things like talking disparagingly, those long internet posts where everything's in all caps and you're replying to your own comment. We want to avoid those things. Proverbs speaks a little bit about this. Typically, we take this passage and speak about apologetics in this vein, but Proverbs in chapter 26, verses 4 and 5 says, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest you be wise in your own eyes." I bring that passage up because if someone's engaging in foolish behavior, typically we're not going to address those things on this channel and on this in this ministry. We want to engage people with good, substantive biblical thought, but we don't want to engage someone who's just simply acting foolishly. Now, when I say that, I hope you don't hear me saying that we're the tone police. This is not the 11th commandment being enforced where thou shalt be nice. We expect people to have dialogue, debate, discussion, even arguments framed in a good way. We want people to encourage that thought among brethren, iron sharpening iron. But there's a proper means in which to do that. There's a big difference between being the tone police and just encouraging or acquiescing to sinful behavior. So in all those things, just like James wrote in the New Testament, we want to guard our tongues, we want to guard the way we speak and be mindful of the words that we use, and we want to continue to promote and encourage good eschatological debate and discussion. We want to do all those things because we want to glorify Christ. I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to interacting with many more of you on this channel.